welcome one, welcome all, folks. The rain has passed, and here we are, Sal or Jerry Field in Westerly. We have the men's soccer team in action tonight, hosting the Mount St. Charles Academy Mounties. The Mounties come to town in search of their first win of the season, and we are about ready to get started right out the gates here, folks. The weather worked in our favor, and we should have a pretty good, evenly matched game in front of us. Wesley's got such young talent on their team, you never know. They're very explosive. And Westerly takes it originally here on the near side. Number 7 for the Mounties. Centering it, goes down. We're going to deal with weather conditions all night long. Wet grass up the other sideline and ahead of Joe Flood. That's what they like to do. And he does get a shot, just not on goal, just to the right of it. That is definitely their formula when they can get it up in front of him and he can stay in front of his defender, which with his speed he can do. He can cause nightmares. Last time we were at home here, he scored 4 goals. So he clearly has the capability. Wesley only has one senior on the field. That senior is Ryan Scanapieko. And Albamani centers it. Mount St. Charles has it. Kicking forward and getting in front of the defender, number 7 for the Mounties. Crossed it, and no one was able to get to it. Settles on the far side. Westerly will put it up the sidelines a little bit. The Mounties have it for a second, and on the far side, the Bulldogs have it. Kicking it forward, that's Flood who takes it. Tries to center it. Oh, still has possession. That's good ball handling skills. Number 9, Matt Marone, using his head. Lombard on the defensive correction. That is Liam Cody. Albamani up to Marone. And number 7, again, Adeyaye for the Mounties. Midfield, showing his dribbling skills. Puts it up ahead, but can't get past the Bulldog defense. There's going to be a lot of slipping and sliding around. Shots aren't going to go exactly where you want. And traction is going to be an issue. Adeyaye throwing in for the Mounties. Throws it high and hard. Looking for a header from his team. Just a little bit too far. And that is Rafferty on the far side. Up the far sideline. But the Mounties battle and take over. They've done a good job of not allowing Westerly possession for long. But O'Keefe in possession right now for Westerly. Kicks it up front. Marone takes it. And it's up ahead to Flood. We're going to have a shot on goal, folks. It's a matter of where he goes. He chips it right at the goalie this time. He did have close defense to him, but doesn't really get that great of a shot off. Never got the steps down into the rhythm, and the Mounties can consider themselves fortunate because that is about a 90% success rate. Bulldogs playing defense. Adeyaye putting it forward, and that's Lombard who clears it. Number 7 for the Mounties is constantly around the ball. And that's O'Keefe with it. And he kicks it back to the Bulldog senior. A little communication issue. Rafferty. And that one's up ahead. O'Keefe trying to run it down a little too far ahead. Out of bounds, and that's going to be Westerly ball. Looking for a quick throw in, but nothing there. Finally does throw it in. Flood has it, goes out of bounds behind the goal. So Westerly should have their first corner kick of the game. And that is where he is headed. It's going to be Joe Flood with the first corner kick of the game. He's had the one scoring opportunity, and he can put it in front of his players here and be an assist. And it's a low one. Doesn't get through, comes right back out towards him. And he's going to try to center it again. Doesn't get past the Mounties. The Mounties are doing a really good job of getting in front of any clearing, any lanes that the Bulldogs might have. And this one's going to head in Mount St. Charles direction. So this one's just getting started, folks. We are Westerly.live. I am the voice, Greg Morano, alongside producer-owner Shane Belanger. We have Lisa behind the lens up above us. We are Westerly.live, all your Westerly sports all the time, and the throw-in from the Mounties. We are live tonight with some Bulldog varsity soccer action here at Sal or Jerry Field. We got some varsity lady volleyball action tomorrow night, and we'll be right back here Friday night for some lady varsity soccer action. So we got a busy week. We'll spend 2 nights on the field and one in the court. And the Bulldogs possession, far side. Haven't set anything up as far as an offense. The Mounties have not let them. O'Keefe to the side, that's Marone. Flood has it, gets around one guy, tries to center it, gets to Marone, can't get a good foot on it, but someone behind him does it and it goes over the goal. Another opportunity. So Westerly is pressing. This Mountie crew is doing a nice job of getting in all of the lanes that the Bulldogs are trying to use. Can't get into much of a rhythm. And the goalie's kick a low one. Finds his man. Rafferty on defense. And that's going to be good defense by Smith for the Bulldogs. And that's going to be intercepted by Labard. That's Liam Cody, correction. O'Keefe. Marone. And it's going to go out of bounds on Marone. And the throw in from the Mounties off the head of Scanapieko. And Mounties come away with it, and they are threatening. There are 3 Bulldog defenders. And he passes it, but there's nobody there. The actual slide tackle put it in the line of a shot, and holy cow, off the top of the goal. The crossbar, the Bulldogs are extremely fortunate. They gave the Mounties that opportunity, and they're still going live here, folks, in front of the goal. So the Bulldogs being outplayed early without question. Number 7 with it again. And he's going to have a shot at the goal, and it goes off the goal. Nice save by Toronto. And we're live, and the Mounties still have it. Coming right back at it. Good D by the Bulldogs. Number 7 for the Mounties. Taken away by the Bulldogs. Trying to just get it out of danger zone. Flood has it. Can't keep it, though. Bulldogs keep it in and finally try to clear it, and it will go out of bounds off of a Mountie. And Flood throws quick. Leads O'Keefe to the corner. Flood's going to head to the middle. See if they can meet somewhere in between. But there's 2 Mounties. Oh, and he goes to the far side. He had a man. Just missed him. Bulldogs still hold control. I say that. And in comes a Mountie and takes over. Headed back in the other direction. And the Mounties over midfield. Brady Smith takes over and clears it. Mounties send it right back. There's no one in the back, so there was a little soft spot that they could have hit probably and had at least a shot on goal. They didn't see it. The ball carried a little too far, and Toronto sucks it up and clears it. A little back and forth here at the moment. That's Lombard playing the ball there. Rafferty in the area on the far side. Towards the middle, in front is Cody. And the Bulldogs to the near side. And nice footwork by Marone if he can take it away. And he's unable to. But he does. And he puts it in front. And it's Flood. And now he's going to get a shot again. See if he can get it better when he's still on the side of the goal. And he misses it. Clears it. And he was a little bit too wide when he set up. The Bulldogs still have the ball. He was just a little bit too wide. He had room to center himself. Did not choose to do so. So Marone in front. It's going to be in front of Flood again. And the whistle. It's going to go in Mount St. Charles direction. Flood's offsides. Wesley's missed a couple opportunities and been fortunate on a ball off the crossbar. So thus far this half, the pressure has been put on the Bulldogs by the Mounties. Early on in this one. And it's going to go out. The Bulldogs will take it. Throwing in is Albamani. And the throw in headed by Mount St. Charles. Again. And again. Number 7 out of Yaye. Tries to put it forward off the Bulldog's foot. That's Albamani played D. The throw in by 19 right in front. Makes a move. Gets past one line of defense. Puts a shot up. And it's going to float over the top of the goal. Harmless attempt, and Toronto will kick. We're 10 minutes into this one, folks. No score. Bulldogs have put pressure as far as shots on goal, but missed a couple opportunities that they should have at least one goal out of. Pressure's been really on the Bulldogs. It's been on their half of the field most of the game. They're just not getting any shots on goal. The Mounties, that is. And the Bulldogs trying to get possession. That's Labard on the far side. Some physical play, traction issues. And someone steps in before Morone gets an opportunity with it. And it's going to go out front, number 7. He's going to center it. And there's nobody there. Smith out of bounds, to the far side, kept in bounds. Sent forward in front of Flood and Morone, but neither are going to run it down. The Mounties are. So the Bulldogs will have it at midfield, just over midfield. Albemonte's going to do the honors throwing in. The Bulldogs can always threaten quickly. Throws it deep. Wanted to get a little over Flood's head, but he was being double teamed. And number 6, the senior, steps in. Going back the Mounties' way. Lombard on defense, Cody on defense. Out of bounds it goes, and Mount St. Charles will throw it in. It's live. Whistle blown. Bulldogs throw it in, heading the other direction. That's Morone with it, and we have a whistle. And that's going to go back to the Mounties. And they are putting pressure on the Bulldogs defense, doing a great job because they're not really putting much pressure on the net. And right there, Cody, great job getting his foot in front of the pass. And they are going to have a corner kick here now. It's going to be number 8 for the Mounties, and that's going to be Ian Goulet. Cody right in front of the goal with Toronto in goal. And it is cleared out of danger. Well defensed by the Bulldogs. Far side, far corner. Up the sideline. O'Keefe with it. And they chip it forward. Morone's got the angle on it, but a little more speed on the Mounties side. Morone throws in. O'Keefe in the area. That's Flood, puts a foot in on it. Cody steps in, intercepts. Back to the Mount St. Charles. Good footwork by Mount St. Charles. Rafferty attempted the D, and he goes right by another defender. Nearing the goal. And Toronto runs up and scoops it up. No real threat again. They don't have anything really with velocity. It gets past Morone and the defender. Morone takes it off the defender and out of bounds. Bulldogs ball. He will throw ahead. Flood on the near side. Down goes the defender. This gives Flood a chance. And there's a whistle. Flood unhappy. Obviously, this is going to turn things around a little bit, and it will go in the Mounties' direction. We are now 13 minutes in, no score at all. Only been about 4 shots on goal between the two teams. Played between the 10s, I'd say. Adiaye of the Mounties puts it up front and off the side of the post. There it goes, and out of bounds it goes. Bulldogs will take over. Break in the action. So the Bulldogs, coming off of a win, they had a little week off, if you remember last broadcast. So they took the rest, and the win was here at Mount Pleasant High School. They won 2-0. So working off of that and a week of rest, they look to extend their winning streak. And Cody had enough of it between the 40s. Puts it out in front of Flood. Off the side of the Mounties goalie's foot. And off the side of a Bulldog foot and out of bounds. That'll end the threat for the Bulldogs. It will go in Mounties' direction. Again, the Bulldogs put a lot of emphasis, have a lot of hope for next year and the year after. Extremely young squad. The Mounties is very much the same. Very impressive coming in tonight, if you ask my opinion. A long ride, wet night, and number 10 for the Mounties, but Cody's not going to allow it. I mean, they're getting down into the danger zone, and they're keeping it there, and they're just not getting real shots. A great move, great dribbling by the Mounties, and he gets a shot, but wide right by a good amount. Conversely, the Bulldogs have had about 3 or 4 attempts between the posts and haven't been able to really get a good shot off to challenge the goalie. No great saves, just a lot of rough play in between, and with the kind of footing that they have, that's what you'd really expect. And Flood with possession. Tries to get it to O'Keefe. Wetness. Not getting the angle of the ball they want. Not getting the spin that they're used to. Tries to put it ahead of Adeyaye and does. And he can't get it near the goal. Going to go in the Bulldogs' direction now. So Toronto will kick. And after today, the Bulldogs will play on the first away against North Smithfield. And Canapia go to the near side. Slide tackle attempt. Cody turns around. Number 10 for the Mounties, but he's taken down by Cody, and then there's a whistle. The takedown, a trip. So, Mount St. Charles here with an opportunity. Probably their best line at the goal they've had all night, really, if they actually take the shot. And with the amount of time they spent on the Bulldog side, no goals, I'm thinking they will. They don't. Try to set up their teammate, and it's a beautiful pass. It's a little too deep. And the save made by Toronto. A little bit of help back there by Cody. And the packed house we have with the weather, of course, Coach. Well, you can hear them all cheer there. They have, Bulldogs have been fortunate and stepped up in a couple areas. Hasn't been overly impressive except for that kick to get ahead of the defense. Beautiful crossing kick. Defense and eventually catches up. It's going to be Bulldog ball in the far corner. And Bulldogs getting set up. And the throw in using their bodies goes out of bounds, and Mount St. Charles will take it. The goalie's going to run it out and put it back in action. No threat there for the Bulldogs. And on the near side, the Mounties head forward, trying to lead the defense off. The Bulldogs defense does a great job of not letting anyone behind. They might let you get close, but they're in position to not allow a clear shot and not let you get behind them the majority of the time. Like I said, this is a young team. The throw-in, a beauty, ahead, in the way for the Bulldogs. I believe that's going to be Cody. Again, had an active game on defense. So the Bulldogs doing a real nice job. The Mounties putting a lot of pressure on the Bulldogs right out the gate here in the first half. Long ride, rainy night. You might have thought it would have been a little bit down, but that's not the case. If anything, it's the case for the Bulldogs, I would have to say. They don't have an hour ride home after a wet game. Up the far sideline. Wrestling for possession. Passing lanes have been minimal to zero for both teams. Credit to both defenses. And it goes back and forth in the middle of the field, as both teams really want. Defensively up ahead, that's number 21 for the Bulldogs, Michael Kennedy. And out of bounds on the Bulldogs, they're going to throw in. And that's out of the IA. Passes to the corner. Well defense by the Bulldogs. Nice move by Mount St. Charles. Pocket picked by the senior. Up ahead. Joe's going to try to run it down. Unable to do it. They're doing a nice job, Mount St. Charles Academy, kind of leaving a safety valve back there, and that's the whole point. No, beautiful crossing pass by Flood. And a rebound opportunity. Both opportunities missed. Flood hit his man with the pass. Rebound clear, at least shot on goal. Both chances missed. Bulldogs have had about 5 good chances and haven't threatened the goalie on any of them. So it's been a half of missed opportunity thus far. We're only halfway through the first half. We have no score on either side. Again, we are Westerly Live. We'll be back in action for you tomorrow night. Federico Gymnasium, some Lady Bulldog volleyball action. Volleyball team having an excellent year. And the Bulldogs with control for the moment. It's Rafferty with it. Up ahead. And in steps the Mounties. The Bulldogs on the far side will take back over. And fighting for it. It's going to get ahead to Adiaye. Cody runs it down. Out of bounds it goes. We got a quick whistle here. Substitution. It's going to be a throw in by the Mounties. And we're about ready, and here we go. Nice throw in and towards the middle. A Bulldog foot gets in the way. I do believe that was Smith. And we have a whistle. It's going to go the Bulldogs' direction. We are Wesley Live. We are a project of Nomad Web Solutions. From the mind of Shane Belanger, cutting-edge website design and development, live streams, anything weddings, memorials, fundraisers, board meetings, go to nomadweb.solutions. And the Bulldogs will kick to try to clear it. And the Mounties waiting at midfield, as they've been most of the day. They've just stepped in on most of the Bulldogs' passing lanes. And when they do have an opportunity, the Bulldogs have not capitalized. They've turned into non-threats. So they've had about 5 where they've had a guy between the posts or a pass perfect between the posts, and they're not even threatening making the goalie work. So we don't know what the Mounties have between the posts. We haven't had to see him do anything. Toronto has had to do more to keep this a tie game. A lot of time in the area, but the Bulldogs' last line of defense is doing a great job. And that's going to be put forward to O'Keefe. And ahead they try to go. Mounties in the way. Marone fighting for it on the near side. Snappy Echo, the lone senior, takes it, throws in. That's O'Keefe. Trying to turn it around, unable to do so. Trying to put it forward. And that's Rafferty with it. Good defense here by the Mounties, I will say. We have a whistle going Mount St. Charles' way. And the throw, 2 Bulldogs in way. Taken over again by the Mounties at midfield. Smith on the defense. A little extra contact there on the Mounties side. The Bulldogs will take possession. And Cody will put it in play for the Bulldogs. Looks like he's thinking about passing. Now who knows? Well, he puts it up, tries to get it down the field ahead of people. And just a little bit too far ahead. It's going to be Marone throwing in. No, it's going to be number 17 for the Bulldogs. 2 O'Keefe takes possession. Defender right on him. Constant defense. I'm highly impressed with this Mount St. Charles defense, considering they don't have a win on the season yet. Because it's just been all over the place this entire game. And we are on the Bulldog side, Mount St. Charles side. Thrown in. O'Keefe trying to get any lane at a shot. Puts it ahead. Oh, if he could have just chipped it, which he did, off the goalie and out. No score. See the Bulldogs threatening in front again. But not a solid threat. Can't finish up on that threat. That I don't even believe is a shot on goal. Not many shots on goal between the two teams. And in play we are. Smith takes it. Amounty steps in front. And he puts it forward off of a Bulldog's foot. Number 7, Abadaye. Good footwork in the corner. Centers it, and the Bulldog in the way. Marone puts it up, and now Mount St. Charles back with it. Marone tries to push it forward. Out of bounds it goes, and the Bulldogs are going to take it. And there's number 17 for the Bulldogs on the field, but not in the rosters. This is O'Keefe right here in the middle. You'll notice 2 Mounties, and that's 1 too many. Number 10 with it now on the far side. That's a good job of Rafferty getting a foot on it, but the Mount St. Charles Mounties maintain possession on the far side in the corner. Smith in the area on defense. And it's going in the Bulldogs' direction out of bounds now. It's going to stay here. And another whistle. Substitution for the Mounties. And the whistle back in action, folks. 2 Mounties and 1 Bulldog. Mounties keeping possession down there, but really not doing a lot with it. The Bulldog defense definitely came to play. I don't think they knew that's going to be offside. I don't think they knew that they were going to have to play so much, because they've definitely had their work cut out for them here in the first half. The bulk of the game has been on their end, although Toronto hasn't had to dive all around that much because of the 3 men in front, which is Rafferty, Smith, and Cody. And it does get ahead. Can Flood run it down? He might. He's going to shoot it from where he could. Far high and left. It's just not going where they want it to. Wet ball, folks. Different spin, different everything. Wet cleats, wet ball, wet grass. You're not going to hit the top corner pocket on a night like tonight in most scenarios. Unfortunately, Westerly definitely has the wet foot bug right now, and nothing as far as on-goal attempts has gone their way. So it's not because of lack of effort or lack of skill. It's just stopped raining finally an hour before the game. Needless to say, there was a little bit of non-action in the corner over there, and now Bouncing Charles is putting it back to the middle. And stepping in front, a Bulldog tries to, upended by the defense. And Rafferty and Smith to the far side for the Bulldogs. So the Bulldogs will take it back. And now the Mounties throw in far side. 2 Bulldogs in the area. Rafferty wrestling for it, gets possession. Good steal by Rafferty and possession again with it. To the middle, Skinapieko. Puts it, tries to get it to the near side. Has it back. And the same exact person, same exact results. Not sure what happened there. And now the Mounties have it. And it got through. Good defense by the Bulldogs, not even realizing that that was really the last line of defense. And the senior for the Bulldogs makes the last minute pass to O'Keefe in the middle. And he puts it up ahead. Far side. It's Robbie Wade for the Bulldogs. Flood looking for possession. No room to work at all if you're a Mountie. Flood will throw in for the Bulldogs. Out of bounds it goes. And that will be against the Bulldogs. And we will head back in this direction. A lot of back and forth here, folks. But not too many fireworks as of yet. And for the Bulldogs. Well defensed over there. Working it up the sidelines, out of bounds it goes. The Mounties are going to throw in. And we're heading in the Mounties' direction. Only 10 minutes left in the first half, folks. 30 down. No score. Mounties, Mount St. Charles Academy Mounties, Westerly Bulldogs. Varsity soccer action. We are Westerly down live. A lot of midfield action here tonight, folks. Ooh, a little contact over there, and there is a whistle. It's going to go in favor of the Mounties, who will take possession. Number 10, extremely active, is Arthur Alves, the junior. It's going to come off of his foot. A little too far away to get a great shot on goal. We're under 10 minutes. And the kick puts it up. Bulldogs do a good job of getting in the lane. 2 Bulldogs down. And it comes out with no whistle. So Marone has it. He puts it forward off of Flood's foot a little harder than he wanted. And now he gives it back to Marone. Wanted to get it to O'Keefe, and so did Flood. And O'Keefe chips it to Marone. And now in on the action. Scanapiego for the Bulldogs. Looking for space. Didn't work out, and that is number 10 for the Mounties. Toronto scoops it up. No threat. Headed well by O'Keefe. Nobody there for the Bulldogs, unfortunately. Cody for the Bulldogs puts it ahead. Heading to the corner. Centers it. Probably going to try to turn the corner. Centers it. Marone doesn't get in front of it, and it goes by 2 Bulldogs. O'Keefe has a chance. A perfect eye at it. Went off of the foot of a Mountie. 2 chances missed by the Bulldogs. And they're still in the area. Beautiful shot attempt there. Makes the diving save. Definitely some threats. Definitely some missed opportunities. And Bulldogs come out with nothing. That first pass across the middle went by 2 Bulldogs. Clean between the posts. They were able to get a couple rebound attempts at it, but that first pass really had goal written all over it. 2 different Bulldogs could have put solid contact. Corner kick for the Bulldogs. Possibility of another goal opportunity here. And it's a nice spot for it, and goalie comes out. Bulldogs have possession, and it gets through. Bobbled by the goalie. Taken in, however, preserving the 0-0 tie. And the players look as though fatigue may be a little bit of that factor. Bulldogs probably aren't fatigued. They just haven't played in a little while, so they're a little cold. About 6 days off. And conversely, Mount St. Charles, we have a scoring opportunity. Crosses it. You can't find Flood, and just past his target with Marone. So now the Bulldogs staying on the Mounties half. This is going to go in favor of the Bulldogs. Smith, the recipient. And the ref's going to let him play. He's getting some instructions from the coach, what he wants to do here. Bulldogs will love to sneak one in before the half here. And it's up. Anyone's ball here. And it falls between a few players, harmlessly more or less. But the area is flooded with Bulldogs. And it's going to stay in the Bulldogs' possession. Quick throw in. And the Mounties, out of bounds it goes. Bulldogs will take it in again. So Bulldogs challenging the Mounties half the field here for a little while. The most thus far tonight. Headed in by Flood. Rafferty in position. Possession, that is. Gets past Marone to the corner. Marone able to turn on his defender. It's taken down while passing, no whistle. You got to realize a lot of these fall downs look more violent from above. It's wet out there, so you kind of slip faster. And cleared out by the Mounties. And that's my 2 cents. As it's now the Mounties' turn here. Bulldog defense up to the task. Bulldogs evening up the time of possession, which I would have said was in the Mounties' favor. But now they've been challenging for the past several minutes. Whistle blown. Substitution on the Bulldogs side. We are at Salo Jerry Hill Field, folks. We are Westerly.live. 5 minutes left in this varsity soccer match. Bulldogs and Mount St. Charles netted at 0. Knotted at 0. Nice throw in. Floods in the box, but there is too many Mounties. Brought back in by Lombard. That's Lombard again. And right to the goalie it goes. Mounties goalie has it and will try to clear. Everything moving a little bit slowly right now, waiting for a whistle. Kick, straight pop-up. Wesley can capitalize on this. Celico had an opportunity. Now Mount St. Charles will take possession. Substitution on the Mounties side. And the kick. Cody is in the area defensively for the Bulldogs. Centered. Taken a little bit overshot. Toronto takes over. So no real threat again. Very evenly matched two teams, at least playing that way tonight. Tries to put it ahead. There's still two defenders back there. They're definitely putting a hawk on Joe Flood. He's gotten his break 2 or 3 times today. Hasn't been able to really even get a great shot on goal, which the missed opportunities the Bulldogs have had. So they've had about 5 real good chances to challenge the Mounties goalie, and he really hasn't been challenged all day. Nor has ours, but ball's in his end, and that is going to go over and behind the goal. Out of bounds it goes. And that's the end of that quasi-threat. And a few Bulldogs fans, group of high schoolers came in to support, hopefully, the second half of the game for the Bulldogs. Thrown in by the Mounties. Far side. Scanabiego with it. Lombard, out of bounds it goes. And just over midfield, the Mounties will throw it in again. Mounties possession, challenging here. Can't get past that back line of defense. Tell you what, if anybody is excelling today, it's definitely them for the Bulldogs. Because they've kept that ball off of Toronto all game long. Yet, possession by the Mounties and the Mounties offense has been within striking distance on several occasions. On countless occasions. But somebody from that last defensive line always stepping in, not allowing a shot on goal for the Mounties. Bulldogs, conversely, a little bit of the same, but they have had some chances. And just this or that, whether it be the ball being soaking wet, which they have no control over, which I think is the biggest reason, really. A lot of their shots have gone not where they had hoped. So the whistle. Only a minute and a half left in the first half, which I expect that to stop and us to be in extra minutes at some point. Midfield, fighting for it. 2 Bulldogs in the way. Celico doing a nice job. The freshman throws it in. Flood positioning. And it's going to go back in the direction of Mount St. Charles. The throw in for Mount St. Charles. Oh, and stepped in on by the senior for the Bulldogs. Had a very good game defensively. Number 10. Been active for Mount St. Charles. So there it is. Steps up. That's Smith for the Bulldogs. And the shot from far off is kind of far off. Not much of a threat for Toronto. Does not give them a lane The defense of the Bulldogs, that is. And we are in extra time here in the first half, not at 0. Mount St. Charles Mounties, Westerly Bulldogs. We are Wesley Live, back in action volleyball in the gym tomorrow night. Lady Bulldogs dropped the first match of the season, have not lost since. On fire and just getting better. 6:30 in the gym. That's the Federico Gymnasium tomorrow night. As we wrap up the first half of play here, Salo Algieri Field, varsity boys soccer action. Two real evenly matched teams, Mount St. Charles and the Bulldogs. And Mount St. Charles got a shot here. Oh, and he goes down. No whistle. No whistle, no penalty shot. What a break for the Bulldogs. Clean slide tackle it was. A beauty. It's wet again, folks, so things look a lot more violent. I don't want to say that was a bad call at all. It was just fortunate that it wasn't a call. That was a beautiful slide tackle to save nothing's a guarantee goal. That's the end of the half, not at 0. But that saved their best opportunity on goal all night. So beautiful defense all first half by the Bulldogs. Culminated with a beautiful slide tackle. Mount St. She came down to a whistle, whether Mount St. Charles would have got a penalty shot or not. So that took a lot of bravery on the Bulldogs' part to even go after it in that manner, realizing what the downside could have been. The players just speaking with the officials now, as is the coach. They don't quite agree with the way it was called onto the field. Regardless, we are through one half of play. Bulldogs 0, Mounties 0. Whole half of excitement left to go, folks. We are Westerly Live, and we are going to go on a short break. Welcome back, everybody. We are live in action, and immediately off the break, Mount St. Charles had quick two lanes they could choose from. They chose one, and their first real official, I would say, aggressive shot on goal of the day, stopped by Toronto. And if you remember, right off the bus, Mount St. Charles put a lot of pressure on the Bulldogs, and then they leveled it out as the game went on. So we'll see how this half breaks off. It's going to go in Westerly's direction here on the far side. And the defense is there for the Mounties. And he has it ahead. Number 10 tried to do a little back pass and wasn't able to find his man. Number 16 for the Bulldogs, Robbie Wade with it up the side down to the middle. That's Rafferty trying to lead his man. And he got Flood, who tried to side pass. Flood has it back, two defenders. No way to get through, almost though. And they run it down. That's Ryan Skinabieko, the senior for the Bulldogs. And it's out of bounds on the far side. Bulldogs ball. This is a whole new half, folks. Arrested squad, a 0-0 score. It might only take one to get this, and one goal can come together in an instant, faster than you know it, right before your eyes. Especially when you have a player like Joe Flood on your offensive front. Near side, taken back by the Bulldogs, Lombard. And now taken back by the Mounties. Put it out ahead. It is Smith. There is a whistle, and it is offside. Bulldogs will take it. A little possibility at a breakaway there, but the infraction ends that threat. Cody will kick and put it back in play. And far side it goes. That's Albamani doing a nice job of control. The ball tries to pass to the far side, goes out of bounds, a little ahead of his man. Again, all kicking off their feet. Off the wet cleats, wet ball, wet grass. The spin of the ball doesn't go where it would normally go, clearly. And that affects everything, especially scoring. And we're seeing that in color tonight. Bulldogs pressuring. Nice little chip pass. And O'Keefe with it right now. Shot. It's good! The goal! O'Keefe, number 4 for the Bulldogs, breaks the tie. The sophomore, Tom O'Keefe, just like that quickly, folks. And an entire 40 minutes went by without much of a threat on goal from your Bulldogs. And I was just saying a minute ago how quickly a goal can get set up and happen. And just like that, it happened. So now the Mounties have to try to answer. Rafferty playing defense on the far side. Comes back towards the middle. And coming up the middle, we're going to have another shot on goal. Robbie Wade, far corner, beautiful save. Diving, fully outstretched. Bulldogs almost answer again. So talk about adding some spice into the night here, folks. We're just into this second half, and we have one goal. We got a corner kick here. We got an excited Bulldogs team. We got more of a crowd than we had in the entire first half. Great corner kick. Bulldogs, little pop-ups, all you get. It's going to go out of bounds, and it will go in the direction of the Mounties. 35-57 left. Bulldogs suddenly have control. 1-0 lead. 42 scoreless minutes turned into 2 seconds. Erased it. The sophomore, O'Keefe, with the goal for the Bulldogs. Off of a nice little chip pass in the middle. And O'Keefe brings it back out to Wade. Wade down, Flood fighting for it. And it's going to go against Flood and head in the direction of the Mounties. So the Mounties will get the throw in, but story here is only 2 minutes in, folks, 42 minutes in. Bulldogs tuck one in. Beautiful shot, lower right corner. And then they came right back with another opportunity to score. Beautiful save by the goalie. And a scoring opportunity. Ball just a little too wide. Nice slide tackle to allow the rest of his team to get down there. Number 10 looking for space. Throws in a nice shot. Hooks in a little bit right into Toronto's hands, and the Bulldogs avert the threat. Toronto got it back out towards midfield. Going to go off the head of a Mountie, and then a Bulldog, and we are out of bounds. We're inbounds, excuse me, O'Keefe with it. A lot of real estate over here, a lot of players over there. O'Keefe goes down. There is no whistle. Scrappy, scrappy play, folks. These two teams are sure going at it. There's no quit in either squad here. And the Bulldogs take it, and they're heading in the opposite direction here. Way out front. Lit. Just a touch too much. Goalie comes out, able to slide in and secure it. Another yard slower, and it would have had it. And they're doing a lot of that now, too, and that's the Mounties kind of putting it way out front, hoping one of their offensive players can run it down. Rafferty on defense for the Bulldogs. That's going to go to the far side. Albamani on the defense. Bulldogs take it. Albamani has it. Far side, off of a Mountie. Still in play. O'Keefe puts it up forward. There is a Mountie who puts it out of bounds. Bulldogs will retain possession. The throw in, far side, off of Albamani's head. And Rafferty pops it up. We have a whistle, and it's going to go in the direction of the Mounties. And the throw in off of Mount St. Charles' head, a couple of them. Number 10 for the Mounties. Still in possession, circled around Rafferty. Leading in front of his players. Cross pass. Number 10's got it and had a chance. Tried to slide tackle to tie this ball game right in front of the goal. Cross pass just a little too hard. Great idea, great play. Almost executed to perfection. Game of inches for certain. And the Bulldogs hold a 1-0 lead. The throw in. And the Mounties step in front. Number 10 fights for it, and another slide tackle, and no whistle. It's a beauty. This is great defense. I'll tell you right now, it's defense that you could play a tutorial from. Twice they would have had open shots to the goal. Twice Westerly's executed successful slide tackles. They've done it more than twice in the game, but twice that have prevented a guaranteed shot at goal. And that there's a lot of risk that goes with that. Once you make the decision you're going to do it, you got to do it right. Otherwise, there will be a penalty shot. And the Bulldogs have made that decision correctly twice. And the Mounties trying to threaten from a ways out. And they're going to let it go out of bounds, the Bulldogs. And the Bulldogs will take it. Toronto, the goalie, will put it back in play. About 10 minutes almost written off 9, that is, in the second half here, folks, at Salo and Jerry Field. 1-0 Bulldog lead over the Mounties of Mount St. Charles Academy. A young Bulldog team, only graduating one senior, sporting a ton of sophomores and juniors. Out of the goal came Toronto, a little bit risky with number 10, Mount St. Charles, in the area, but secured it, and back out and play it is. On the far side, Bulldogs haven't had it up here in a little bit now. Good defense by the Mounties. They're not going to keep it here this time either. And Mounties, number 30, still has it. Up the middle, nice ball handling skills. Rafferty steals it. Number 30 tries to put a shot on goal. A lot of bodies in between and a lot of real estate. Flies high and by speed. Homes, your satisfaction is Mark's first concern. Consider Mark for all your housing needs, buying, selling, market analysis, whatever it may be. And the Bulldogs close up shop on their end again here. Toronto will kick and put it back in play. We're back with a 1-0 Bulldog lead at Salwa Jerry Field. Tomorrow we'll be in Federico Gymnasium for some girls volleyball action. And the ladies volleyball team's putting together quite a season. Number 30 with some open real estate in front. Clears it, tries across the middle. Dives to stop that. Toronto, the goalie. There were two Mounties in the area. I may have taken the shot myself. However, I never played soccer, so. And it's in, and there's a Mountie waiting. Off the head of a Bulldog. Up ahead, almost. Nice job. And O'Keefe leads it forward. Beautiful touch. That's Flood. And that's a goal. O'Keefe the assist. Flood the goal. That's great. In both fashions. And now the lead is 2 for the Bulldogs. So they've doubled their whole first half output in a matter of 11 minutes in the second half here. And we are back live, and I will tell you, there's no quit Mounties team, though. Does not let the Bulldogs get in much of a rhythm offensively. The Bulldogs' pure athleticism is really what is allowing them to get shots on goal. They made a few halftime adjustments, clearly. That being said, it's 2-0 lead here with 28 to go. On the far side, that's going to be off the Bulldogs, I believe. Yes, and the Mounties will throw in. This Bulldog squad certainly set up for the future. And they're the type of team that, a young team that isn't scared of those little slide tackles that were goal saving or could have been goal saving. Growing together like this, they could be a force in the future. Try to put one up ahead to see if Flood can get to it. Flood a little bit too much contact. Mounties slow to get. So, I wouldn't have thought it, but the second half crowd is probably double the first half. And they came at a perfect time. First half with no goals scored since they arrived. They've seen 2 goals in about 10 minutes. Ball goes out of bounds in the far corner, and they're going to have a corner kick. Or they're going to throw from the corner, correction. And that's O'Keefe in the middle. And it's another goal. Past the Mounties goalie, who they definitely got to be getting a little bit. The second of the day. I didn't think that was going to get through all the players. I was certain he was going to make one more pass, and he didn't. Spot on as far as accuracy as well. And just like that, the Bulldogs 3, the Mounties nothing. And the Bulldogs step in front of the Mountie pass. It goes out of bounds. So a 3-0 Bulldog lead. This young crowd just shows up, and the fireworks begin. We are only 14 minutes in the second half here. Spent 42 with no score. And we've scored 3 times in about 12. And the Bulldogs definitely still playing aggressive offensively. Momentum without any doubt in their favor. Lombard will throw in for the Bulldogs. Boxing out down low is Flood, who is now double teamed. And that's going to go out of bounds and stay with the Bulldogs. And Flood's going to throw in quick to O'Keefe. O'Keefe, one dribble and run over, and we have a whistle. Correction, no whistle. Referee was pointing to where it went out, and the goalie will put it in for the Mounties. So you're starting to see a little bit slower pace by the team in white. 3 goals is a tremendous amount to come back from. It can most definitely be done. and they put it out front. But the Bulldogs defense, let me tell you, in that first half when there wasn't all that much offense, and the defense of the Mounties was stepping in every possible shooting lane and playing excellent, our back three really did save us. Saved us from any real crazy shot on goal attempts by the Mounties, kept the team in the game with a 0-0 tie, and how they were ever rewarded for it as this half opened up, and now they have a 3-0 lead. On the far side, that's Adeyeye from the Mounties, who's going to throw it in. So as I was saying about the volleyball game tomorrow night, the women's volleyball team dropped first match of the season, has not lost since. Highly ranked in the state and just getting better, so tune in. And the throw in, a little bit too far off a Bulldog head. No shot on goal there. 3 Bulldogs, 1 Mountie. And he actually gets it out to another Mountie. Nice pass, but players going in opposite directions. Didn't work out. Toronto scoops it up and will clear it out for the Bulldogs. And a nice kick. Going to come down about the 40-yard line. Flood uses his head, and that's popped up by a Mountie. Scanapieko, the senior, and that's going to go off out of bounds off of a Mountie. Lombard ready to throw in. And number 30 for the Mounties, and Smith's going to pick off that. Lombard will throw in for the Bulldogs. And there's a Mountie waiting, and he will throw in again. Same idea, trying to turn around with it and get a lane. Is number 12 for the Bulldogs. That's Jack McGovern, freshman. The numbers just keep getting younger for the Bulldogs. Has a little bit too much contact by the senior. And we'll head down. Back in the direction of the down the sideline it goes, out of bounds it goes, Bulldogs ball. Lombard will throw in. And throws it deep into a little circle. Nice no-look pass. Freshman, number 5, takes it for the Bulldogs. They're still in possession. Rafferty now. On the field all the time pretty much for a sophomore. Bulldogs have a lot of those on the field. A lot of sophomores and juniors that spend most of the game playing. Of course, with one senior, you'd have to. Far side of the field, Bulldogs throw in. Bulldogs content playing in the middle. And Lombard centers it to the senior, Scanapieko. Far side, that's Rafferty with it. And number 17 for the Bulldogs will throw in. And the head from the Mounties and returned by the Bulldogs. 2 Bulldogs converge for the steal. And the pass towards the middle. Mounties get a foot in on it. And that goes off of a Mountie. The Bulldogs will retain possession. A lot of back and forth, not much actual being done here. And they get it out in front, but a Mountie gets there first, whistle blown. And it's going to go in the Mountie's direction. A little bit more walking than we've seen all night on the field. I don't know if I blame them. That was a hard-fought first half. No goals definitely doesn't mean it was easier. It means they had to work harder. And it's at midfield, and number 7, Adeyeye of Mount St. Charles, been active all day long. Put a lot of crossing passes in the area where they needed to be. Just couldn't find a teammate in the area. Going to throw in from the far side, waiting for his teammates to arrive. Trailing 3 to nothing. That's Mount St. Charles. Westerly over Mount St. Charles with the 3-0 lead here at Salo Jerry Field. And we have a boot off of a defender. And they're wrestling for it in front. They have a threat here. Toronto's out of the goal trying to grab it. And he is going to kick it out of bounds. Off of Mount St. Charles. Great job by the Bulldogs defense to avert the effort by Mount St. Charles. And they will take the throw in from the near side in the corner. Looking for somebody. Throws it. And that's headed out of bounds by the Bulldogs. Liam Cody with that contact. Good job by the Bulldogs defense here. Another opportunity for the Mounties. And it's crossing a lot of people. It did go off of Mounties first in the rebound. Too many people in the way, but now there's some space. No one getting a clear kick. About a fourth attempt here. And a diving Toronto ends the threat. They had about 4 or 5 swings at it, folks. And that's just the resilience of the Bulldogs defense back there. They are everywhere, all over the place. Quick feet, body, everything. And Toronto doing a great job, having a great night in goal. This is the second time I've had the pleasure of watching the boys varsity this year. In both games, they've looked like an extremely talented team, super bright future, and they've had a great game both times. And challenging again, stolen by Mount St. Charles on the near side. Mount St. Charles, a few new players in themselves, allowing them to get some time, I'm imagining, as we're in the back half of the final half of action here. And they clear it off the back line of defense. And it's going to be down the bar. Takes it and turns off of his foot to McGovern. Wade with it. Tries to get it ahead. Kennedy can't quite get it and back in Mount Saul's direction. Cody with the attempted steal. Smith uses his body on that long, what I believe was a shot attempt. Whistle on the field. It's still going to head in Mount St. Charles' favor. Again, folks, we are Westerly.live. Little contact. One man goes down. There was a whistle, I believe. Westerly is going to head in their direction, so it went against Mount St. Charles. Westerly will take over. So we are Westerly.live, product of Nomad Web Solutions. From the mind of Shane Beland, your cutting-edge website design and development, live streams, weddings, memorials, fundraisers, board meetings. Just go to nomadweb.solutions. And we're waiting on a throw-in. We have it. And out it goes. It's going to stay in Wesley's direction. Wesley throwing in from the far corner. Oh, we have a corner kick, by the Mounties. Low, and Wesley steps in front of it. That's Cody. And 29 with an attempt, sails high. And the Mounties have struggled with the moisture of the ball getting it where they want it to go. You can see their frustration. It was extremely evident in the first half. The Bulldogs used short passing to score their first 2 goals. Really all 3. And were able to find 3 nice spots up the far side. Bulldogs had it, and a pocket picked. Main St. Charles moving up the sideline. Drilling back towards the middle. Number 17 for the Mounties puts it up towards the goal from a long ways away. And over the goal and into the track it goes. Toronto will put it back into play. We are at 15 here at Salud Jerry Field. Westerly Bulldogs varsity soccer action. Bulldogs currently holding a 3-0 lead over Mount St. Charles. Toronto's kick. And that is taken by the defense, the Mounties, with possession. And trying to set up something to get ahead, which is what the Bulldogs do now. Running it down for the Bulldogs is Jack McGovern on the far side. There's two Mounties. He's able to get away on one of them. Passes towards the middle. Beautiful pass. And Bulldog, a little bit of dribbling, and he goes to the ground. He's clear. No infraction. And it's going to go back in the Mounties' direction. Number 30 for the Mounties. Tanner on the near side. Got inserted at about the 3-goal mark. We have a whistle on the field. The pace on the field hasn't really slowed as far as action. I don't know, 20 yards it in. I know soccer doesn't have a red zone, but I guess in the red zone, it's been constant action all night. Just the defense has been so good, the shots aren't really getting to the goalie. They have on far more consistent basis here in the second half, and the Bulldogs have 3 goals to show for it. So, Cody to O'Keefe to Flood, who centers it. And the freshman a little late getting there. And the Mounties trying, but Cody always in the way. He has been a nuisance to their offense all night long. Still out there. Crosses the field. Flood to O'Keefe. This was the combination that scored their first goal. Second goal, correction. So the Bulldogs moving down the field. Labard will throw in. And a little backhander. Out of bounds it goes. Bulldogs a little further down the field. Throw it in. Inching our way. 2 Bulldogs near each other. And it's going to go in the Bulldogs' direction. A little further down the field. Can't go much further. And the throw in for the Bulldogs. Off the head of a defender. Right back to Lombard. Keeps it low. Passes. Another beautiful pass. The freshman tries for the chip. It goes over. Had a beautiful shot. Could have done anything with it, really. Good offensive setup by the Bulldogs. Missed opportunity. There's been a few of them. They're going to have stuff to talk about in the film room for certain. But they've done enough that they're going to more than likely, it's very early, but if they do walk away with a victory here tonight, substitution on the field. Players set up. And Mount St. Charles about to put it back in play. And to the middle of the field it goes. Joe Flood up with the steal and speed. It's going to go out and stay with the Bulldogs. Flood throws quick. He likes things to happen fast. And he works well when they do. He was looking for O'Keefe that whole time. Pass it back to him. Centers it with a shot. Just over the head of Rafferty. Just unable to connect. He really threatened you in a lot of different ways. And the Mounties put it out front, but the Bulldogs are waiting. And Rafferty puts it up to the far side. And Bulldogs unable to center it. Bulldogs will maintain possession from the far side around the 20-yard line. And there's our whistle. And the throw in. Freshman for the Bulldogs unable to reel it in. Defensively plays well though. Trying to clear it for the Mounties. And they get it up front. However, the Bulldogs defense is all waiting. It's just a line of defenders back there. They're not going to allow just a lead pass to fly over their head here. Because at this point, a quick score does change things. It would change things immensely. We're at the 10-minute mark in this one, folks. I am the voice, Greg Morano. We are Westerly.live. Lisa behind the lens upstairs, and the owner right next to me, Shane Belanger. Westerly Sports all the time. We are your source. We'll be back in the gymnasium tomorrow night. Varsity volleyball. Varsity ladies are having a great season, having dropped only their first match of the year with 5 straight victories. And Friday night, we will be right here on Salwa Jerry Field with the Lady Bulldogs soccer team, who is also having a great start to this season. Back on the field in front of us, we got the boys soccer team holding a 3-0 lead in the final 10 minutes of this varsity battle. So the Bulldogs still battling. And a nice little pass back by the freshman. That's Max Selico. And can't connect on that one. Intercepted by number 9, Burke, for the Mounties. They put it up front. Number 29 trying to run it down. They've been trying to get it to him quite a bit. He's not on the roster, but he's been active on their offense. Toronto wanting nothing more at this point than to post a shutout. The Bulldogs are going to throw in, and it doesn't reach the target. The Mounties step in, and they're going to shoot from quite a ways away, deflected. And that goes out of bounds. And it is going to stay on the Mounties side. And they're going to throw it in from the... Nope, they're going to switch who throws it in. Throw in front of the goal. Nice throw in it was. Good job by the defense to clear it out of there. Flood battling with it. Great dribbling skills by Flood to get around 2 players. Lures in 3. Creating space for his teammates is what he just did. If he brings 3 defenders to him, that means 2 people are wide open. Smith with it in the middle of the defense. To Lombardo on the near side. Side tackle by the opponent, and it's a beauty. It is a beauty. Another Bulldog down, no call. Let him play, let him play, let him play. It's a physical game. They let the Bulldogs. It all looks beautiful defensively to me. Nobody's gotten injured, nobody's gone down. And they're battling for it on the far baseline. Out of bounds on the Bulldogs, so the Mounties will keep it. And they will throw in. Substitution on the field. Joe Flood finally getting a rest here. Marone coming back in. And a good job by Toronto to take that one in. And he clears it. It's coming down near midfield. We are approaching the 6-minute mark in this one, folks. And O'Keefe picks his pocket. Accurate passer O'Keefe to the senior. Like the senior chip in. Nice shot from a distance. And the whistle blows. So it's better off that that didn't go in because they'd be frustrated. Offsides call before the shot attempt. And it will be Mount St. Charles ball. And we're getting ready to wind down. But there's still a lot of aggressive play out there. You got to understand, especially with these Bulldogs. They're such a young team, and they've been playing together. I've spoken with somebody that's more close to the players and soccer in general. And these guys have been playing together their whole lives. So when they've been playing together as a group, and now they're up in high school playing together. Varsity has sophomores, and there's some juniors as well that'll be together next year. So the next couple of years for this team, the sky really is the limit. And when you're talking about losing only 1 player, and having players play together for a 4 year span. By the time year 3 and 4 comes around, you're already a unit that's a record to be forced with. So we have that to look forward to in the upcoming years for Westerly soccer, and hopefully we'll be bringing it to you at Westerly Live. On the field, Mount St. Charles still pressing a little bit, trying. Bulldog defense no quit. Smith tries to clear it, ends up in O'Keefe's possession. Dribbling towards midfield. And it's a quick pass. Back to O'Keefe to the far side. And up to the corner. Out of bounds it goes. And Mount St. Charles will take over. Fatigue definitely coming in. And just booted, see if someone will run it down. That works sometimes. Kind of like throwing a Hail Mary or a bomb down the sidelines in football, looking for the interference. Sometimes it happens. And number 29 battling. There's no quit in this team. Nice job by Cody Ondi. This team wants to get on the board, and they're going to keep fighting for it. And that's good to see. That's the beauty of high school athletics, is both teams will fight to the end regardless. Far side, Rafferty out of bounds, and Mount St. Charles will throw in. So the Bulldogs haven't been giving up much real estate defensively, but if you are looking into real estate, Mark Wright is your realtor. Coldwell Banker Coastal Homes. Your satisfaction is Mark's first concern. Consider Mark for all of your housing needs. And another Bulldog scoring opportunity just went far right as I'm watching on instant replay. A new addition to the Westerly Live presentation. And just over 2 minutes here, folks, depending on how many minutes they add on. And Marone with a shot on goal here. And it is to the back of the net, low right. And I do believe that is where the Bulldogs had tucked in about 3 out of their 4 goals is low right. Great to see Marone get one in. 4-0 for the Bulldogs. A 4-goal second half. You would have never expected that. The junior tucks it in to make it 4-0 Bulldogs. Hey, maybe it was the fans showing up. A few halftime adjustments, I'm sure, were made. Clearly were made. To the tune of 4 goals. And that's not going to be because they didn't play a team that came out to play. The Mounties have pressed this entire game. They've done a great job. There has been no quit. And there still isn't. They still want to get on the board. Number 10's been all over the place. Bulldogs play a very physical style defense. Extremely effective. And it's back and forth around the middle of the field. O'Keefe back pass. Now heading up forward. Going to be taken back by the Mounties to the near sideline. And it's going to go out of bounds. The Bulldogs will throw in. We are in extra minutes at the moment, extra time. So we will hear the final whistle very shortly on this one. We'll contact there. Let him go at the end. Throws ahead. There is a Bulldog there, though. Smith, of course. And he clears it. Little back pass on the far side. That's Marone up the side. Taken back by the Mounties. And back and forth we go. Bulldogs center it. Seniors got it. Couple moves and down he goes, and the Mounties have it. And they have numbers. O'Keefe's right behind him, though. He is quick, and they don't have numbers anymore. That defense, see, they converge so quickly. And the middle level is so quick to arrive with help. grabbing, a little pushing and shoving. They want the call. And the senior with a shot. And it's a little left, sucked up by the goalie. Down the far sideline. And the Mounties still have it. Not anymore. Cody steps in. And we're kind of running this one out in the middle of the field here, folks. The Bulldogs have it sewn up. It's just a matter, at this moment, if the Mounties sneak one in and put one on the board. I know the Bulldogs don't want that, and I'm sure Toronto doesn't want that. So, we whistle while we wait, or we wait for the whistle. Regardless of which way it goes, it's soon. And the Bulldogs really showed a lot of heart coming out after a hard-fought first half. Soaking wet, weather wasn't there, no goals scored, really no huge threats to score. They were in range, but nothing going where they wanted to. Great deal due to the weather prior to the game. However, have come out full throttle in the second half, scored 4 goals, had no problem with the moisture on the ball, no problem executing, and took over completely. As I said multiple times tonight, this team has a heck of a future. And the last real chance for the Mounties to score, and they're not going to. Smith takes off, and there is the final whistle, folks. So the final here at Saddlehorse Jerry Field, your very own Westerly Bulldogs, 4 second half goals. The big 3 came, one in, I would say, in the first 10 minutes of play of the second half. 3 goals immediately on the board for the Bulldogs. They end the game with 4 and a 4-0 victory. We are Westerly.live. We'll be back in action tomorrow night in Federico Gymnasium for some ladies volleyball action. A volleyball team that lost the first game of this match of the season and has yet to lose again since has a great team on their hands. And Friday we have some varsity girls soccer action on this very field. And the women are also off to a great start to their season. So that being said, we are Westerly.live, and we will see you again tomorrow.